the big testimony for me is that 3 years later, I've lost 73 pounds. And the 73 pounds is sort of a byproduct of the work. It's sort of the icing on the cake. And I finally feel embodied with my body. I feel at one with my body, and I love my body. And I'm going to get emotional because my body healed itself through this work and through the leadership and the intuitive brilliance of Dr. Armistead. They led my body to health, and it's amazing. I feel like a different person. I feel like who I used to be before all of the illness and the weight and menopause and all of that set in. So it's been an incredible journey. I didn't ever think that I would feel good again. I really, when I had started this journey, part of me had given up, and I just thought, well, this is what happens when you're 53 and you've gone through menopause, and this is as good as it gets now. This is like buying into the belief that we age, buying into the belief that menopause takes hold of our body and we can't control it anymore, and there's nothing that can be done. And I had sort of given up, and it was so sad for me because I was doing healing work with people and I was leading them through such deep, beautiful healing, and yet just felt so sad that I couldn't do something for myself in regards to my body and my health. So I really had given up, and I just thought, this is it. And today, I have energy. I work out regularly. I take no medications. I am living off of my own energy. I'm no longer living off of the energy of caffeine or sugar. And as a result, I never thought that I would ever be able to get through a day without having coffee to give me that punch and sustain me. And now I have automatic energy. I have no illness. I have no headaches. I do not feel tired all the time. I do not have joint pain. I do not feel old. I feel young again and hopeful and full of possibility, and I feel sexy again. I was 55 when I started this process, and at 55, I really thought, oh, at this rate, I'm not going to be around long. I have this beautiful son who is just entering his life and his adulthood and wanting to have a family and kids one day. And my biggest fear was that I would not be around to see that happen. And now I'm not afraid of that at all. I'm alive and well, and I'm going to be around for a long time. This absolutely changed the trajectory of my life. 100%. It's really unexplainable how it can happen, but our bodies have wisdom. And through energy, Dr. Armistead and the practitioners can speak to our bodies, and our bodies are dictating what it needs. This is not a one-size-fits-all approach to health and healing. This work is my body is telling me and telling Dr. Armistead, communicating with Dr. Armistead exactly what it needs to be in optimal health. And that, to me, you can't even put a price on that because it works. I am proof of it. I am absolute proof of it. So I would recommend that anyone that is considering this is unfamiliar to educate yourself by watching the videos on the Healing Arts website. I am so glad that I said yes, and that I have stuck it out for 3 years. I am walking proof of the effectiveness of this work. Absolutely. I came to Healing Arts because I was having a myriad of health issues going on, and I was having issues with autoimmune. I was having nerve issues, and maybe even probably having to have spinal surgery. And I was having chronic migraines. I weighed 213 pounds. I was in menopause. I was living a life internally that was focused on healing and spirit and spirituality. And I just felt like my physical body was not representative of the person that I had become inside. And so when I spoke to one of the practitioners about what they do at Healing Arts, I just intuitively knew that this was going to be my answer to bringing me back to health and well-being and living, because I really felt physically just so disconnected from my body and so ashamed of my body and so at odds with my body. And so I went in for my first session and got the whole scope of the treatment that they do, of the reading your body in the first session. And I have not missed an appointment, a supplement, a directive. I mean, this has been my way of life since then. That was 3 years ago. The protocol was extensive, and I knew immediately that it was worth it. I think after about a month into the program, I stopped having migraines. And this was huge for me because I was missing sometimes 3 days a week of my life because of migraines. And when that happened, I also lost a little bit of weight in the beginning, probably like 13 pounds. So when those things happened, I just knew that this was the process for me. It was also kind of amazing because as we continued in the program together, deeper levels of healing started to unfold, kind of like the peeling of an onion. And I was just so enamored by the idea that as we were healing aspects that I went into Healing Arts to heal, that other deeper aspects were unfolding to come up for healing that we didn't even know about. And to me, this was just one sign after another that I was in the right place. And maybe possibly anybody that would think, hey, I'm coming here for healing. Why does other stuff keep coming up? They might think, oh, there's something wrong with this. But I intuitively knew just because of the results that I was getting, that the more that was coming up for healing meant that my body was starting to heal. And it was so exciting to see how my body was responding to the work, to the protocols, to the supplements, to the dietary changes, the nutritional changes, that my body was searching for these answers and these clues to be able to function at its highest level. And that is what has kept me going. And it's been really pretty miraculous. I mean, in the middle of my healing, probably about after a year and a half, I came up with the diagnosis of Crohn's disease out of nowhere. And anybody else that doesn't believe in energy work or that is skeptical about this kind of work might think, well, if you're doing this program and it's working, why would you be diagnosed with another disease? But it was a relief for me to be diagnosed because I knew all along that there was something going on in my gastrointestinal system. But it wasn't ready to be revealed in the beginning because there were so many other layers of healing that needed to happen so that could be uncovered and discovered and healed. And I completely shut down the Crohn's disease with this process and with intermittent fasting, which was also recommended by Dr. Armistead. The more that we did, the more I wanted to keep moving. At Healing Arts, it's amazing because of course I started going there for the nutritional kinesiology, but there were a few times in my work with Dr. Armistead that absolutely I needed some spinal alignment. Some of the gastrointestinal stuff also needed sort of alignment. Dr. Armistead has this tool that she uses to pressure point on certain areas in the body to help release. And one of the big things that always used to happen to me is that my intestine would go into spasm, and she was able to stop that with this tool, using it to touch the pressure points there. they have chakra lamps, this great bed that you lay on, and it has these chakra lamps with all of the colors that associate to the chakras in the body. And you can lay on this bed and receive this chakra healing with this light, and it's amazing. I have done the foot baths there where, you're just sitting in a relaxing area, and they submerge your feet, and all of these toxins are drawn out of the bottom of your feet to help release your body. I've done the infrared light. That was also really relaxing. They have a spa day now where you can do all of these different healing methods in one day. And I definitely am buying that package and going to go treat myself for a day at Healing Arts in their beautiful new space, and give myself the gift of all of these sessions of these different healing modalities. Absolutely going to Healing Arts to do the work, the nutritional kinesiology, and all of the other healing protocols is absolutely beautiful. But it's really the whole package of the entire environment. It's an environment that when you walk in the door, you're being supported, and that that you are taking your self-care in your own hands. It feels like you are taking yourself to some place that is filled with bliss and peace. And so everybody that works in the space is helpful and is there for your well-being. Every product that is there's this beautiful tea bar, there's a waterfall. It's really like taking yourself on a spa day, even if you're only doing one session of one thing. It really removes you from the staticness of the city, of the hectic pace of life. You really get to go in and just have the focus be on you. And that in itself is so beautiful, so beautiful.